Hi, boys and girls. Okay, so today this is Mrs. Demand, and I am here to talk to you about some words that contain a prefix. And you're probably going to ask, what is a prefix? Well, we've talked about them before. You've probably talked about them with Mrs. Zetterholm or Mrs. Hoffman. And a prefix is a word that is put before another word to change a meaning. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. Here is one prefix you are actually going to see today, the word pre. So can you think of any words that you know that start with pre? Well, let's see if you guessed some of mine. First of all, pre means earlier than or in advance. So when we put the word pre in front of a word, it means that it happened earlier or in advance. What words did you guess? Did you guess prepaid? What would it mean to be prepaid? Have you ever raked someone's lawn and they gave you money before you raked the lawn? That would be being prepaid. What about a prefix? Well, a prefix, what, is a word before a word, right? In front of. Or pre-test. Have your teachers ever asked you to take this pre-test? It's the test before they start teaching so they know what you know. Another prefix is mid. What do you think mid means? What does that word remind you of? Does it remind you of the word middle? Because that is exactly what that prefix means, being part of the middle. So when you see mid in front of a word, it means middle. It changes that word to middle. Can you think of any words that start with the word mid besides middle? How about midnight? Midnight is at 12 o'clock. It is in the middle of the night. Midnight. How about Midwest? Midwest, in the middle of the West. Midwest. And this is capitalized because it's proper noun. Or how about midpoint? Have you ever heard your parents on a trip saying, we're going to stop midpoint? That means in the middle of their trip, midpoint. Or mid-ocean. Maybe the sailing vessel stopped mid-ocean, in the middle of the ocean. Another prefix that you could recall might be over. What does the word over mean? It means what? When you hear the word over and you put it in front of a word, it could mean too much, right? When we have the word over means on top of something, right? But when we use it in front of a word, it means too much. Can you think of any words that start with over? How about overgrown? The shrubs are overgrown. That means they grew too much. Overflow. The water is overflowing from the bathtub. That means the water is flowing too much. Or overtime. My mom worked overtime last week. That means that your mom worked more than 40 hours a week. She worked too much. Another prefix that we see in front of the word is the word out. If we put out in front of the words, it changes the meaning. Now, when you put out in front of a word, it might mean that the word is saying that something is bigger or better than something else. Or it could mean that the word is trying to come away. The meaning is come away from something. So let's take a look. Can you think of any words that begin with out? Oh, outgoing. When someone is outgoing, they're not afraid to go and do things on their own. They are outgoing. That means they put themselves out there. Outdoors, that would be to come away from the indoors, right? You're going outdoors. or outside. You go outdoors to go outside. An outfit. We're putting on some clothes. An outfit would be multiple pieces of clothing that you put together. So boys and girls, those are our prefixes today. You will notice those in all of your spelling words this week. So remember, your spelling words are made up of two little words, a prefix and a root word, and you need to put those together with no spaces in between to get them correct. You can replay the video to review and have fun.